Have you ever wanted to create your own action-packed video game? Maybe you think it sounds tricky, like you need to be a pro gamer or a coding wizard. But what if I told you that you could make a super fun shooter game in just a few minutes? Today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll use an amazing tool called Scratch to build our very own shooter game. Think of Scratch like a giant box of digital building blocks for making games and animations. It's totally free and works right in your web browser, so you can start building right away. We're going to create a classic shooter game, where you aim and hit targets for points. Scratch is a visual programming language made by the brilliant minds at MIT. Instead of typing out lines of tricky code, you just snap together colorful blocks to make things happen. Move forward. Play a sound. By connecting these blocks, you can tell your characters, called sprites, exactly what to do in your game. You get to be the game designer, the artist, the engineer, all at the same time. Our mission today is to build a simple but super exciting shooter game together. So, are you ready to become a game creator? Let's power up our computers and start building. First things first, every shooter game needs a hero. In Scratch, your hero is called a sprite. This could be a spaceship, a blaster, or any cool character you want to control. When you start a new project, you'll see a cat sprite, but you can swap it for something more action-packed. Click the little cat face icon at the bottom right to open the sprite library. Here you'll find spaceships, rockets, blasters, and all sorts of awesome characters. Pick a sprite that looks ready for action. For our shooter game, let's choose a spaceship. Now, every shooter game needs something to shoot at. Let's add some targets or enemies. You can choose aliens, asteroids, or even flying robots as your targets. Just click the sprite icon again and pick as many enemies as you want for your game. Next, let's set the scene. Every shooter game needs an exciting background. Click the backdrop icon next to the sprite library button to open the backgrounds. You'll find space scenes, futuristic cities, and colorful action backgrounds. Pick a background that matches your game's vibe. Maybe outer space or a neon city. If your spaceship or enemies look too big or small, you can resize them by clicking and dragging. Move your sprites around to set up the action. Put your spaceship at the bottom and enemies at the top. Now your shooter game is ready for action. You've got a player, some targets, and a cool background. Great job. Next, we'll make your game come alive with code. All right, our stage is set, and our player character is ready to go. Now for the really cool part, let's make our player shoot. We'll use Scratch code blocks to create this action. Start by adding an event block. When the green flag is clicked, your game begins. This is how you start every Scratch project. Next, go to the Events category and drag out a when space key pressed block. This will let the player shoot by pressing the space bar. Now let's create a bullet sprite. Draw a small rectangle or circle and name it Bullet. In the bullet sprite, add a script that says, when I receive shoot, go to the player, point in the right direction, and show. Add a repeat until block to move the bullet forward until it touches the edge or a target. Then, hide the bullet. Now let's make a target or enemy sprite. Draw something fun, like a colorful target or a silly alien. In the target sprite, add a script that says when I receive start, show, and move to a random spot on the stage. Add a forever loop so the target keeps moving to new spots, making the game exciting. Now for the action. In the bullet sprite, add an if block. If touching target, broadcast hit and hide the bullet. In the target sprite, when I receive hit, play a fun sound, hide, and then reappear somewhere else. Let's test it out. Press the green flag, then hit the space bar to shoot. Try to hit as many targets as you can. How awesome is that? You've just programmed a real action game in Scratch, complete with shooting, targets, and fun effects. Now that your shooter game is working, let's make it even more exciting by adding a score. Keeping track of points makes every hit feel rewarding and lets you challenge yourself to get a higher score each time you play. In Scratch, you can create a variable called score. This variable will count up every time you hit a target. Go to the Orange Variables category, click Make a Variable, and name it Score. Next, add a script to your target sprite. Use the block when this sprite clicked, then snap a change score by one block underneath. Now every time you click a target, your score goes up. To make hitting a target even more fun, let's add a sound effect. Go to the Sound category, grab a Start Sound Pop block, and add it to your script. Now every hit comes with a satisfying pop. But what makes a game truly exciting is having a goal. Let's add a timer to see how many targets you can hit before time runs out. Create a new variable called timer and set it to start at, say, 30 seconds. Use a script that starts with when green flag clicked. Set the timer to 30, then use a repeat until loop to count down by 1 every second. When the timer reaches 0, the game ends. When the game is over, you can show a message like "Game Over" or "Great Job" and display the final score. Celebrate your high score and challenge your friends to beat it. Now you have a real shooter game with scoring, sound effects, and a win or lose condition. Try adding your own twists, maybe different targets, bonus points, or cool sound effects. The possibilities are endless. You have the tools. Now go build something amazing and have fun playing your own shooter game.